Hi everyone, and welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me. It's great to have you here. If you are joining me, please say hi. If you're watching the replay, please leave me a comment and let me know that you're here. Feel free to send me some likes, loves, share this video with anyone who you think might be interested and might enjoy it. And I've got a great project to share with you today. So got some things to share with you first, and then we'll get into some crafting. But let me just pull this up on all of my devices so that I can see all of your comments and say hi as you jump on so that I know that you are here. Okay, so alrighty, so I can see there on my iPad, which is awesome, and I'll just bring it up on my computer as well. And then we will be ready to rock and roll. So I love chatting with you, and I love that you chat with each other as well while I'm crafting and while I'm filming. So feel free to do that. And yeah, just let me know how you are, how your weekend has been, what's been happening. And let me just see, there we go. Hey Matthew. Matthew is watching from Gleninus, and he's still in isolation with COVID. Oh no, that's no good at all, Matthew. Sorry to hear that. How are you feeling? You mentioned the other day that you had, was it just yesterday or the day before, that you had a lot of body aches. How is that feeling now? Is that settling down a little bit for you? Apart from that, you're feeling absolutely fine. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good to hear. You've got a positive mindset, so that's awesome. Okay, so for some reason it has frozen over on my computer. Oh, there we go. We can see it now. Oh, they're settling down, your body aches. That's good. Good to hear. Yeah, just keep resting. You'll get there. It's a terrible, terrible virus, isn't it? And it's really not fun at all. But yeah, you just need to look after yourself, stay hydrated, just rest lots, and get better. So hopefully you'll feel better soon. So how is everybody else? What did you do on the weekend? We did, yesterday Amber and I were doing some Christmas card making, starting to get our Christmas cards organized. Well, we already had a few, but we need a lot more. I think, I can't remember how many we had on the list this year. Was it 60 or 85? 65 or 85? I can't remember now. Amber will have to remind me if she's watching. She was going to jump on. But yeah, we still need a lot. So we have some already done, but still need quite a lot to send out this year. So yes, so we've been busy doing lots of Christmas projects. Amber was just smashing them out yesterday. She just got so many done yesterday. It was amazing. I got a couple done. 85. Oh, that's right. Thank you, Amber. 85 we need, yes, to send out, and we're only halfway there. So we've still got a bit of work to do, because we were hoping to send them out, I think next week or the week after. Next week, I think. Yeah. No, wait. Which week are we? Oh my goodness. It's the 28th of November already. Christmas is here in under a month. Yes, we were planning to send them out next week, but some of those might be sent out a little bit later, because I don't know if we're going to be able to get the rest done in that time, but we will endeavor to do our best. Matthew said, I've not slept this much in such a short period of time in your whole life. Yes, I believe that it does very much drain you and make you very, very sleepy, but you need it. Your body needs it. So just keep resting. Yeah. So how's everybody else going with all of their Christmas cards and Christmas projects? Have you gotten very far with yours yet, or are you just starting? So I have designed a Christmas card to share with you today using a suite of products that I've had for a little while, but I hadn't actually played with them until yesterday. myself. I think Amber had a play with them once or twice, but I hadn't played with them till yesterday. So I'm going to share one of those projects with you today and show you how to create them and show you these beautiful, beautiful products. Hey Helen, how you going? Great to have you with us. Hey Julie, great to have you with us. We are talking about Christmas projects. I've got a few little 3D projects that I want to try and get done too. I always have best intentions at Christmas time to do a whole heap of projects. I often run out of time, so we'll see how we go. I have got a few little 3D projects I want to make, but yeah, lots of Christmas cards still to do, so we'll see how we go, because they come first, of course. Matthew said he's got a few Christmas cards ready, but you're always down for more ideas. Oh, awesome. Good. Well, hopefully I'll give you a little bit more Christmas creative inspiration today, Matthew. Helen said she's way behind in making her Christmas cards this year. Oh no. And she should be posting most of them on Thursday. Oh no. Oh dear. Yes, I had one international one to send, which I sent last week. And my interstate ones I definitely have to get in the post next week. And hopefully the local ones will be following shortly after. But I'm not as worried about the local ones because they get there much quicker. But it's the interstate ones that I'm more concerned about. So, hi Rose, how you going? Oh, you're very welcome, Rose. I'm glad that you liked your card that I sent you. That's great. I'm glad that you got it already. That got there pretty quickly. That's awesome. Very good, very good. Well, we are, as I said, going to be creating a beautiful project. I have some show and tell. I was going to say share and tell. Well, I am going to share it, but show and tell to show you today too. So I'll show you that now before we get started, because I've got some exciting news to share with you as well. Oh, my tongue is getting so twisted today. But yeah, I wanted to show this card that I received last week. Hang on a sec. I just undid the bow and then I thought, wait, I need to show you with the bow done up. So I'll do it back up. Hang on a sec. Here we go. So I received a beautiful card. You might remember last week I showed my little tea. Oh, I forgot my tea. I've left my cup of tea out on the bench. Oh, I had it steeping ready to bring it in today. Oh no, I forgot my tea. Oh no, it's going to be super strong now. That's okay. It was a black tea anyway, like a herbal tea. Well, actually no, it was a green tea. It was one of the beautiful T2 teas that Megan had sent me. You might remember last week I showed my little tea folder, my little tea holder folder that Megan Lecornu had made me to give to me as a gift for on stage. And I've been having the teas from that, and today I was having the what's it called? It's green tea and jasmine, but I've completely forgotten about it. I went to get ready and everything, and then I've left it out there on the kitchen bench. So I'm so sorry, Megan. So what I might do later on is I will put it into a cup and I'll microwave it to reheat it. It'll probably be really strong, so I'll probably have to water it down by then. But I was looking forward to showing you all my tea that I was having today, but that's all good. Julie said she still needs to make her Christmas cards. Fingers crossed she'll get some inspiration from me today. I hope so, Julie. I hope so. Oh, Amber to the tea rescue. Julie's saying maybe. She had taken Callie upstairs, but I can just hear her come down into the kitchen, so maybe she is. I'm not sure. We'll see. She did take Callie upstairs, so it might unsettle Callie if she's down here too long, so we'll see. So anyway, Megan, I asked Megan if she would send me the template to make the tea bag holder folder, because I thought it would make a great gift. And so she made a template up for me and she sent that down to me, and she sent me, oh, here comes Amber, my tea rescuer. What do I add to it? Could you add some water, take the tea bag out and add some filtered water, please? Yeah, just maybe about that much. and it should be okay. Thank you. She's a good girl. Oh, she's getting that for me right now. So Megan sent me a beautiful card with the template, so I really appreciate Megan, and I've already messaged her and thanked her. I really appreciate her sending me that template, and hopefully I'll have time to make at least one of them for a Christmas gift this year. But this is the beautiful card that Megan sent me as well, which is so cute. Look, using the cute little gnomes. I love this suite. This is such a beautiful suite. And I'll show you, it's a little fun fold card. So it's got the beautiful designer series paper on the back. Ties up at the bottom with the beautiful ribbon that comes in the suite. And let me just untie that. And it's got some blingy bling bling on there. 2 secs. I'm going to grab my tea from Amber at the door. Hang on a sec. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry. Okay. I've got my tea now. Wah, yay. I'll share that with you in a moment. But this is the cute card. So Megan loves fun fold cards. And this isn't the one we're making today though. I think this one would take me super long to make on a live, but you never know. I might do this one another time. We'll see. But here is her card. Look at that. Isn't that so cute? And you've got the little sentiment inside there that says, "Your kindness does not go unnoticed." See that? And it's like a little pop-up. So it opens like that, and then when you close it down like that, you see the little sentiment. So I guess if you're displaying it on a shelf, it would sit up like that, and then you see the little sentiment in there. Isn't that cute? So cute. Thank you, Megan. I love my card. It's going to go up on my shelf, but I just kept it down to show everybody today because it's super cute. Love those little gnomes. And she's actually used the little deer here as well, which is super cute. And I'm just trying to think, is that deer from that same DSP pack or not? Is that from a different DSP? I'm not sure. I'll have to check about that. But anyway, so that was my show and tell today. But let me tell you about my tea. So my tea is also from Megan. And I'll just see, I have to see how strong it is because I had it steeping for a really long time. And it might be super hot, so I hope I'm not going to burn my tongue. But I've got my beautiful Stampin' Up tumbler, and these are available in the online store. And they come in 5 different colors. You can choose which color. And they're in the in colors. This is the Tahitian Tide one. And as I said, I've got green tea and jasmine today. So I haven't had this one before. Oh, that's quite nice. Very refreshing. Thank you, Megan. That's a nice one. I like that. Very good. And it's a good temperature too because it's not too hot. So I'm not going to burn my tongue. So awesome. Alrighty. Hey Martha, how you going? Great to have you here. Hi Judy, great to have you here as well. You made it home in time, Judy. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. We're just getting started, actually. Matthew said, what a lovely card. Megan did a very good job. Yes, she did. She makes beautiful cards, Megan, and she loves doing 3D items and 3D cards. So very special to get special gifts and special cards like that. So thank you so much, Megan. Hey, Deborah, how you going? Great to have you here. Alrighty, so we've been talking about our Christmas cards and Christmas projects and how we're going with those because we're going to be making a Christmas card today. Sorry, just adjusting my chair. I was saying that we're about halfway through. We've got to make 85 cards. Amber is just smashing them out of the park. She's been making heaps and heaps and heaps. I've made a few, but she's beating me. she's such a good worker. She gets her head down, she gets stuck into it, and she just like gets everything done. Boom, boom, boom. I'm a little bit like I get easily distracted, like a squirrel or a dog chasing a squirrel. You know, sort of like you see something and I'll be on task and then I'll see something and it'll distract me again, and so I'm constantly doing this. Yes, I'm very easily distracted. Hey Nola, how you going? Great to have you with us. So anyway, yeah, so we're talking about Christmas today. But let me just tell you, so we're going to be using some products from our current mini catalog, which is this one here, the July to December mini catalog. But this one is retiring really, really soon. So it actually retires on the 4th of January. However, if the products sell out before then, they might be gone, because starting the 1st of December, which is only on Thursday, can you believe it already? We're going to have the last chance sale from that catalog. So that means that a lot of the products are going to be discounted. A lot of them are going to be leaving us forever. Some of them are going to be carrying over. I will be putting all of this up this week in my business page, and I'll put links to these lists as well, so you can print off or download these lists. There is a carryover list as well. So some of the items from this catalog will be carrying over. Some of the items that are bundled will be carrying over, but they won't be carried over as a bundle. They'll be separated into individual items, so they won't have that 10% discount. So if you want to get any of those products that are currently bundled, now is a good time to get them before they get split into individual products, and you won't save that discount, that 10% discount. And some of these products will be moving into future catalogs, I think, and some of them are going to be staying just solely online. So I'll put this list up, the carryover list. And some of the products we're using today will be carrying over, but some of them are actually from this suite are actually retiring completely. So I'll let you know which ones they are. I highlighted them today to make it easy. This is the last chance list. It's super tiny. This is the PDF version. So I'll put a link. When you view it as a PDF, you can enlarge it to see it a little bit easier. When you print it off, the print is quite small. So there's an Excel spreadsheet and a PDF, but the PDF is easier to share rather than the Excel, because not everybody can use Excel. So I will put this list up. These all go on sale. Oh, these last chance sales go up on the 1st of December, which is this Thursday, carries through to the 4th of January when the catalogue retires. However, if they sell out before then they'll be gone for good. Okay. So if you have any questions about last chance, please let me know. Not everything is discounted, as I said, but the majority of things are. And as I said, some of those bundles will be, that are carrying over, will be split. So they won't be available as a bundle anymore. So I'll go through the products today that we're using, and I'll tell you which ones are carrying over, which ones are retiring, which ones are bundled, unbundled, blah, blah, blah. So we'll go through all of that. So check that out. Make sure you check that out from the 1st. And if there are products from this current mini catalog that you've been wanting that are on your list, then be sure to grab them as soon as that sale goes up. Don't wait, because they might sell out. And once they sell out, they're gone for good. So yeah. Now, in saying that, talking about catalogs, we've got our new, because that one is going to be retiring, we're having our new mini catalog coming out in January. So it'll be the 5th of January. Oh, I've got my catalog list there, my shopping list there too. So this one is coming out. So if you are not already a current customer of mine, and you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Australia, let me know, because I'd love to send you one of these. And also, starting on the same day, the 5th of January, is Celebration, where you can earn free products with purchases of $90 and $180. So you can earn free products and choose from this brochure with qualifying orders. All right, so let me know if you would like a copy of those. I have already put in my customer orders for those. That went in on the weekend. Can't remember what day I did it. Saturday must have been. So my current customers, your catalogs have already been ordered for you. They'll be sent out soon from Stampin' Up. I think next week perhaps they'll start to be sent out, or in the next couple of weeks they'll start to be sent out. And as I said, if you don't already have a demonstrator and you would like one, please let me know, because I will be ordering additional ones to have here at home, which I can mail out to you or drop off if you're local. Alrighty, So, so that's all the newsy things. Oh, Judy said she hasn't even thought about Christmas cards yet. She's been so busy with food care and work. Oh, okay, yes. Well, it's it is tricky when we have busy lives to fit in our Christmas craft. But it is going to be December this week. So, oh, Amber and John actually finished putting up all of our Christmas lights out the front on the weekend, on Saturday. I think it was Saturday, yes, because John played golf yesterday on Sunday. So yes, on Saturday they finished our light display. Amber has made an addition this year to our light display. Every year we like to make a little addition. So she's made a little addition this year to our light display. Oh, they do have one more to do. They've got to do our light pole, but yeah, we have to, they can only do that at particular times, and the time hasn't been right yet for them to do that. So that's the last thing to do, is the light pole. Then they'll be finished. But everything else is done. And now we've got light boxes everywhere in the front room. Oh my goodness, my front room is filled up with boxes from all these lights and displays and things. So this week, hopefully, they will be packed away, because they're going to drive me nuts while they're sitting there. So, alrighty. How about we get on to some creating? If you don't already have one of these catalogs, I do still have some here on my shelf, which I can send out to you. However, because these products are going up on sale in the last chance sale this week, it might be quicker for you to jump online and have a look in the online store, or you can go to my blog and view a PDF version of that catalog, of all of the catalogs actually. You can go to my blog, which is mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com. They're also there on my website as well, so you can go to either of those and find the PDF versions of the catalogs. But if you would like a paper copy as well, let me know, because I'm still happy to get one of those out to you too. Alrighty, so what I'll do is I will tip the camera down onto the desk so that I can show you what we're going to be creating with. Oh, Nola said she started her Christmas cards because she can't sit too long. So she just does one thing a day. Oh, that's a good idea. Just spread it out. Just do a little bit each day as you can. Yes, because you're back. I know that you're still healing from your surgery, aren't you? Yes. So sitting too long with a bad back is very, very painful. I can attest to that. Yes. Hey, Dimity, how you going? Great to have you with us. Yeah, so you just got to look after that back, Nola, and hopefully it will it'll heal in time. It'll probably take a little bit of time, but it'll heal, and you'll be so much better for it. So it'll be worth it. Yeah, but just take it easy, do what you can, and then just rest. All right, so what I'll do is I will tip the camera down onto the desk, and we will get started. And I will show you what we're going to create today. So I hope that you like what I have for you today. All right, so let me see if I can do my new little flippity flip. Now, let me ask you actually, before I do this, would you prefer me not to cover the camera when I do the flip? It just means that things are going to be flipping around and changing, and it might make some people a bit dizzy, or if you get motion sick, or you can just look away from the camera. I noticed when I was watching a few other videos, people are doing transitions and not covering up the camera. And I thought, well, maybe people don't like it when I cover up the camera. But let me know, what would you prefer? Do you prefer me to cover up the camera so you don't get motion sick while I adjust the camera? Or would you prefer to actually see what I'm doing? It's just a lot of movement. So, but yeah, let me know in the comments before I do that. Would you like me to cover up the camera like I normally do, or not cover up the camera? So just let me know quickly in the comments. I'm watching for those comments to come up, because I thought maybe people are interested to see what it looks like when I do the transition. I'll take a little sip of my yummy tea, my yummy green tea and jasmine, while I wait for these comments to come through. And yeah, some people's transitions are you not fussed, Julie? Okay. Some people's transitions are quite smooth, but I think it depends on the type of stand they're using, the devices they're using. Like we all use different stuff, and so it can, you know, for me, it's a lot of different transitions, whereas for some people they do it quite seamlessly, and so it's not too much of a, oh, Matthew, you get very motion sick. Okay. But it doesn't bother you at all. Okay, you're not worried about it. Okay, try without, Rose said, see what it looks like. Yeah. I get very motion sick too, Matthew, so that's why I'm quite conscious of it for other people as well. So, all right. Well, some are saying they're not fast. Rose is saying try without. I'll try it without today, and we'll see what it looks like. We'll see how it goes. If it looks too messy and it's too yucky for everybody in future, I'll just go back to covering it up like I normally do. Matthew, you might want to look away if it's going to make you feel a bit yucky, and because I know you're already not feeling great. So yeah, so here we go. Okay, so I will do all the flipping and everything, so just bear with me while I do that. I think I've got to do this one first because it's different now because I use the other camera. All right, here we go. Okay, all right, look away, Matthew, if it's going to make you feel yucky. I'll just unplug that for a sec. We're going up. Now, you're probably only going to see the sky, the roof at the moment, the ceiling, but I'm going to go flip so you'll see the desk, and then I'm going to lower this down. We go all the way down. There you go. And that is how I do it. So how was that? And then I'll just adjust the lights. Oh, it's a little bit low actually. Is that going to stay put? It's a little bit lower than I normally put it. I'll just have to adjust it up a bit because otherwise it's going to fall. If I can undo that clamp. Hang on, here we go. There we go. I think that's better. Yeah. So otherwise, and I'll just plug back in. When I do this new adjustment, the cord doesn't reach as far. Actually, I might bring it over the other way. There we go. No, I can't, because if I do it that way, then it's going to be in the way. There we go. Plug the power back in. Okay, so that's it. That's how we do it. And then I just tweak it, which I normally do once I take that down anyway. There we go. Good. Alrighty. I think we're going to have to move this up a little bit, because otherwise we are going to be... Sorry, my voice is probably really loud right now because my face is really close to the camera. There we go, and we'll bring it out a bit. Okay, I think we are all good now. There we go. So when I do this, when I do it this way, it gives a wider view of the desk. I can't actually lower it down any lower than that. And, oh, I can zoom it in. Oh, there you go. I didn't realize I could zoom it in with this view. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. Great. Good, good, good. All right. So everything's all lined up nice and straight and everything. Beautiful. Just might move that up a tad more. Sorry, lots of adjustments today. There we go. Okay, good. And yeah, I didn't realize I could zoom in this view. So that's awesome, because the other view, I'll sit down so I'm not as close to the camera. The other view that I used to use when I was using the back camera, I couldn't actually zoom in the way that I had the camera in my stand, but now I can. So that's really awesome. Oh, that looks quite good on camera too. So easy for you all to see. Great. Oh, thank you, Matthew. Hopefully that didn't make you feel too yucky, Matthew. It reminds you, Matthew said it reminds him of when he used to take videos as a child. Yeah, lots of transitions and movement. All right. Oh, good. Awesome. Okay. we've got Briar here from New Zealand. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Great to have you with us. Julie said that was good. Was too high though. Is it better now that I've zoomed in, Julie? Because now I've actually worked out that I can zoom in on that. Did you want me to zoom in a little bit more? I can zoom in a little bit more if needed. Because I can now that I've got this view, this camera view. I can go in a little bit closer if needed. So just let me know. All right. So I'll start off. Just let me know if you want me to zoom in a bit more. We are all good now. Oh, awesome. Fantastic. Okay, so we are going to be playing with some products from the July to December 2022 mini catalogue. And I'll show you which ones they are. And this will give you a little clue on the front cover actually, because this is the suite that we're going to be playing with. So I have designed a card using the Lights Aglow Suite, and this one is so beautiful. When I first saw this one, it was one of my first picks. Funnily enough, I didn't actually use it until yesterday because I've had so many other projects going on and things, and when I sort of looked at all the bits and pieces that came with the suite, I actually felt a bit overwhelmed, to be honest, because there were so many pieces to it, and the paper is gorgeous, but it's quite busy and things like that. And I thought, oh, I'm really not sure what I'm going to do with it. So sorry, the lights are glaring, reflecting a little bit off the paper there. But once I started playing with it yesterday, I really had a lot of fun with it. So this is a bumper suite actually, because, well, that's what I call it, a bumper suite, because it has two bundles in this suite, as well as it's got your ribbon and bling. It's got two sets of specialty papers, and it's got the designer series paper as well. So it's all beautiful. Now I don't have these two specialty papers because I didn't know if I would really use them, because the papers themselves are so beautiful. So I didn't order these two, but I have everything else in the suite and I love it all so much. So the two bundles, you have a stamp set and die bundle that doesn't have any sentiments, and then you've got this one that has all of your sentiments with additional dies as well, and some label dies and decorative dies and things like that. So I've got a sample to show you with using those ones as well. I love this ribbon. This ribbon I used, you might remember if you're watching a couple of weeks ago, I did those double bow ribbons on when I was using the fitting florets, and I made those double bow ribbons, and then I snipped them and made like 4 loop bows. This is the ribbon that I used for that. It's absolutely beautiful. The festive pearls, I love these ones. These are beautiful, and I've used up almost all of my gold ones. I think I've only got 2 left, but they come in 4 colors on the sheet. Anyway, I'll show you the actual products themselves. If you turn over the page to page 32 and 33, you'll actually see the full stamp sets there shown in 100%. And you'll see a little image here of the dies, but it does tell you another page you can go to look more closely at the dies. But I have the actual products, so I'm going to show you the actual products. The samples in this catalogue are really beautiful with this suite. I love these ones. In fact, I might even case some of these for some of my Christmas cards as well. I haven't for the ones that I'm showing you today, but these are just such beautiful, beautiful samples. So yeah, really great ideas in here. So if you are stuck with ideas for your Christmas projects, remember that you can always come to the catalogues and get ideas. And even if you don't have those actual products, you might have a similar product and you can case the layout, the ideas. So use them as a template for the ideas, the layout, perhaps the color combinations. Yeah, and then just use different products if you don't have those particular ones. Now, what I was going to show you is, before I show you the actual products, I was going to tell you which ones are carrying over and which ones are going to be on special in the last chance sale. All right, so we'll do the carryover ones first. Hang on a sec, I picked up the wrong sheet. There we go. So with the carryovers, the gold foil, the gold and vanilla edge ribbon, satin edge ribbon is going to be carrying over. So I'm so happy about that because I absolutely love this ribbon, and it's got that organza through the center of the ribbon, which I love anything organza. It's beautiful. The festive pearls are also carrying over, so that'll be awesome. And the Brightest Glow Cling Stamp Set is carrying over, and the Label Glow dies, which is this one here. So these ones are carrying over. However, I don't think they're carrying over as a bundle. So if you love them, get them while they're still available as a bundle before this catalogue retires. Yes, they won't be available as a bundle. I'm just looking at the last chance list. So these ones are carrying over. This one is going to be retiring. So the Christmas Lights stamp set is going to be retiring, and the coordinating dies are retiring. Now the stamp set currently in the sale is not reduced, but the dies are. The dies are reduced by 40%. The Twinkling Lights dies, I'll show you another image of those over the page here on page 73. And you'll see the actual product when I get them out anyway. So you see them up closer. There's another sample, so there's another idea. So these dies are going to be discounted. They're normally $49 on their own. They're going to be discounted to $29.40. So that's going to be a 40% discount on those dies. The stamp set at the moment is not discounted. Not to say it might not be discounted down the track during the sale, but it might not be either. It might just stay at the standard. But even if you purchase them individually, don't purchase them together as a bundle. Once this sale goes up in the last chance sale, put the code in for the stamp set, okay, which you can find on page 32, and then put the code in for the dies, and you're still going to save 40% off those dies. So doing it that way, you're still going to save more than what you would save if you purchase them together as a bundle, because that's only 10%. Okay, does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. So if you don't already have this one and you love it after what you see I create with it today, then yeah, do it that way. Now, of course, if you want the entire suite, you can purchase all of the products. Let me tell you about the other ones that are retiring. So the glimmer paper is going to be retiring. I don't have the actual product of that to show you, but it is beautiful. I have seen it, and I've seen it used by a lot of people. It's gorgeous. It's going to be 40% off as well. Normally $17.50, and it's going to be down to $10.50, which is an amazing bargain for glimmer paper. And you get 6 single-sided sheets, so you get 2 of each of the colors: Evening Evergreen, Very Vanilla, and Gold. So that's going to be an amazing bargain to get those at $10.50. And remember, those of you who are Stampin' Up! Demonstrators and my team members, I know that some of my team members are here with me as well today. Julie, if you haven't already got it, make sure you get it in the sale, definitely. But yes, these are going to, we get our discount, we get our demonstrator discount additionally to any sale discounts as well. So $10.50 for Stampin' Up! Demonstrators plus your demonstrator discount, whether or not you're on 20% or 25%, you'll get that discount on top of that as well. So Julie, I hope you're listening. I know you are. I know you're here. It'll be a great time to grab these. Also to the Festive Foils Specialty Designer Series paper. It's going to also be 40% off, so reduced from $17.50 to $10.50. And again, you get 6 sheets, so you get 2 of the 3 colors. And each of those papers has got different design on it as well. The Lights Aglow specialty paper, oh my goodness, this paper is so beautiful. I had so much fun playing with this yesterday. It's normally $27 for the pack of 48 sheets, which are 6 by 6 inch. It's going to be 20% off for $21.60. So that's an awesome saving as well. And as I said, the Lights Aglow stamp set is staying the same, and the dies I already spoke about, they'll be discounted at 40% off as well. And these ones, because these are carrying over, the Brightest Glow, they are not discounted at all because they're going to be carried over. Okay, so so there you go. So the full list, I'll put the link up probably tomorrow for the full list of all of the discounts in the last chance sale, but I just wanted to focus on those ones particularly today because that's what we're playing with. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at these beautiful, beautiful products. Now, I've already got my stamps on my blocks ready to go. This is the Lights Aglow stamp set. It's a red rubber cling stamp set. The images on the front cover are just shown at 90%. So you'll see when you, oh, actually I can show you because I've got the tree out. You can see that the actual size of the stamp is much bigger than the image on the front. That's just so they can fit all of the images on the front cover. But the stamps are actually quite a bit bigger. So these are a beautiful red rubber stamp. They come with the labels, the sticker labels that you can adhere onto your stamps to make it easy to line them up. There's instructions inside there showing you how to do that. I also did film a video of an easier way to do that, and you can find that in my YouTube channel. But yeah, these are beautiful, beautiful stamp set. The coordinating dies that go with that one are these ones here. So this is the Twinkling Lights dies. These are the ones that are going to be 40% off. So you've got the outline of the tree, which we're going to be using these ones today. So I won't pull them out just yet till we get to use them. We've got the beautiful snowflake, which coordinates with this snowflake. So you can die cut. You've got the outer part, which die cuts the actual snowflake. But if you want to use the snowflake on its own, it's got this inner part, which I've actually tacked in with some washi tape at the moment, but it's a separate piece. So you can use it with that separate piece in or out, you can choose. Then you've got all these gorgeous extra snowflake details, and then these extra ones that coordinate with the other smaller stamp sets. Now the garlands, they don't have a coordinating die that go with them, but there is this additional die here for a garland. So you can use the stamps just on their own, or you can incorporate this die as well, which is a different die to these ones. Doesn't actually coordinate with these ones particularly. Okay, so because it only cuts out the actual little circles. It doesn't cut out the shape of the actual garland. Yeah. All right, so that's that bundle. The other bundle, I'll pop those there. The other bundle is the Lights Aglow. This is the one that's going to be carrying over. And this has got all your beautiful Christmas sentiments on there. Okay, so there's lots and lots of beautiful sentiments on there. Now, if you are shopping with me in November, this is my November host code. Come the 1st of December, I will have a new host code, and I will pop that up on my Facebook business page here, and I always put it in my VIP group as well. And on Instagram also. But if you're not sure and you are shopping with me and you would like my current host code, please get in contact with me. I do put it in my newsletters too. So if you're not yet subscribed to my newsletters, be sure to subscribe to my newsletters. I send them out most weeks. Occasionally I'll miss a week here or there if I'm super, super slammed and busy. But most weeks I send out a newsletter, so all the information is in there, and I keep everybody updated. I also put in weekly creative inspiration, my upcoming classes, specials, sales, all sorts of things I put in my newsletter. So if you're not already subscribed to my newsletter, be sure to subscribe, and I will pop the link right now into the chat. Let me see, where is that newsletter? There we go. I'll just copy that one and pop that into the chat, into the comments right here now on Facebook. And over on YouTube, whenever I put any of my videos over on YouTube, I put all of the links there in my YouTube channel. So there you go. Yes, so be sure to look out for my my December host code. If you're shopping with me from December, any orders over $75 will receive a thank you gift from me, and every order receives a thank you card as well. Okay, so yeah, if you're shopping with me and it's over $75, be sure to use the host code. Just use the host code anyway. That's very helpful. All right, now this one, the Brightest Glow stamp set, comes with these coordinating dies. Now these ones are really, really detailed. We're not using these ones today, so I'll take these out to show you. Oh, actually we are, for the sentiment we are. We're using this one that just jumped out at me. We're using that one for the sentiment. These ones, I played with this one yesterday, and just a little tip when you're playing with these detailed ones is run them through your machine twice. I didn't, I only ran it through once, and not all of the dots, because you've got so many little circles that it's cutting out all close together. It didn't cut all of them out perfectly, so I was having to punch them out with my pokey tool, and yeah, some of them were a bit harder to get out. So just make sure you run it through your die cutting machine twice if you're using one of these really detailed dies. Okay, yeah, but they're beautiful. I'll show you the card that I created with those in a little bit. Oh, that die came off again. I think I'll have to put this one onto magnetic sheets, because that one's, I don't want to lose that. It just keeps on jumping off there. So they're beautiful. So those ones are the ones that are carrying over. Again, if you want to get them as a bundle and save yourself 10%, get them while the mini catalogue is still running, so up until the 4th of January. And when you purchase these two together as a bundle, the Brightest Glow, it'll be called the Brightest Glow Bundle, then you'll save yourself 10%. Otherwise, if you wait until after that time, then you'll be paying full price for each of them. Okay, so that's those. Then we've got the gorgeous ribbon. This is the beautiful ribbon I was telling you about that I love. It's the gold, it's gold and vanilla satin edged ribbon, and it's so beautiful. It ties beautiful bows. As I did the other week, you can snip it along the center part to make double bows along that organza. It's just really, really beautiful. And then we've got the festive pearls, which I've used these a few times actually on my lives since I've had them. Mostly used up the gold ones. Haven't used any of the red ones actually, or yeah, I've used a few of the silver, and yesterday I was using some of the blue ones. They're a very, very light blue. I think they might even be pool party. I can't remember the color. I think it's in the catalogue, but yeah, these are really beautiful. The gold ones are my favorite, as you can tell, because I've nearly used them all up. I'll leave that out of the packet because we're going to be using them. The designer series paper. Now I don't have much left of this paper. I did do a paper share at the beginning of this catalogue, so I actually only had a quarter pack. I only kept a quarter pack for myself, but of that quarter pack we have already used some, so I don't have a lot left. This is the Lights Aglow 6x6 specialty designer series paper, and this is really beautiful. It's got gold foiling throughout the paper, so you'll see that under the lights. Hopefully that will shimmer under the lights. Is it? Hang on, let me move the lights over a little bit so you can see that. You see that? They're really, really beautiful, but you've just got such gorgeous designs. You can see I've chopped some up. Look at these trees. Aren't they so pretty? Just so beautiful. So these are, so there's 48 sheets in the pack. So there's 12 designs that are double-sided. There's another one that I've cut. And you get four sheets of each of the designs. So this is just some of them. And this is the gold foil side. So you'll see all that, hopefully see that glimmer. And then on the other side, you've got flat patterns, but really, really beautiful, fun patterns. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, sorry, there's 12 designs, not 6. There's 12 designs that are double-sided, and you get 4 of each sheet. Not 6, I think I said 6. There's 12. So that's only a few of them. And then there's this one. These ones are all the ones I've cut. There's this one as well. And on the back you've got that. These are the ones I've already used, and these are the only little scrappy bits I've got left. There's that one, which is beautiful. This one, which has got little snowflakes, and then on the other side you've got like this bokeh dot design. This one's a really beautiful one. I love this one. So pretty with that on the back. And then these two, oh, that's part of that one, because I was using a large piece as a backing, and I thought, well, I don't want to waste it. So I got my dies out and I cut out the middle section of the paper that was going to be covered by another layer. And so I got 2 additional pieces there that I've die cut out with my stitched shape, no, not stitched shapes. What are they called now? Wait a minute. I don't know if I brought them here with me. I didn't bring, oh yes I did, here they are. The stylish shapes, stylish shape dies, and then this is the stitched rectangles. So I've got those 2 pieces now I can use on another project. So those ones, and then these ones, there's a couple of sheets of these ones. Well, it's in the soft succulent and the cherry cobbler. And basically you get 2 sheets. Now I've already die cut these just to give you a little sample, but they come as a 6x6 sheet, and you get 2 square designs and 2 circle designs. And then you get it, they come in the cherry cobbler as well. And I've used one of these, but they come like that basically. Okay, and then I've just cut them, so it's a 6-inch sheet. I've just cut it in half at 3 inches and then turned it the other way, cut it at 3 inches again, so it gives me 4 squares. Then I've used some of my dies and die cut them so that I've got the beautiful detail. So I thought I'd quickly show you the dies that I use for that, because some people might not realize that they can do that. And especially with the circles, they're much, I mean, this square one you could trim down on your trimmer if you don't have square dies. But the circle, like, it's really hard to cut a nice neat circle around that design. And it does cut off a little bit of the circle design. So I'll show you, that's the actual design. So you've got all these little stars around the edge. So it does just cut out those extra little stars around the edge. But I think it gives a really pretty border. But I thought I'd show you what I used to do that in case you were wanting to do the same. So I got the stylish shape dies, and I used, I think it was the second largest. Let me check. Whoop, I should have had it out ready, shouldn't I? I think it was the second, yeah. So the second largest circle. Oh no, not for that one, sorry. It was the square ones I used for that one. For this one I used the layering circle dies. But for the square I used, I think I used the largest. Yes, I used the largest square die from the stylish shape dies to cut out the square. And that gives you the nice stitched edging around the edge, which you probably can't see on camera, but it does cut out the full design of the stars. But for the circles, I used, and I didn't bring them out, did I? I grabbed the wrong ones. I'll just quickly grab them. I used the layering circle dies. And I used this one here, which is my number 8, but it's that one there, to cut a straight edge circle. I found with the stitched circles, they were just a little bit different. They're a bit in between this one. One was a bit too big and wouldn't get all the way around, because the paper is usually square around it when you trim it down. The next one down was a bit smaller, and it took away more of that beautiful gold edging. So I found that that straight edge circle, or the less decorative edge, actually cut that beautifully. So there you go. So there's some tips with cutting out those ones on that particular piece of designer series paper, or those 2 designer series papers. And yeah, so those 2 designs, the ones that come with the squares and circles, they are only in those two colors. They don't come in all of the colors of the paper pack. So hopefully that's helpful. Alrighty, so let me show you. I'll put all this paper aside and I will show you what we are going to be creating. I used one of these, I used one of the square ones on a sample card yesterday, so I will show that to you. Actually, I'll show you that now because I'll show you how I used that. And here it is here. So this isn't the one we're making today. This is just an added sample for you, but this is using one of the squares, and I've just die cut that with that stylish shape square. I've used the designer series paper in the background, which was this one here. So it's that one there. And that's the one I cut the additional pieces, because see how I've got that green layer on top, that evening evergreen on top? I cut these two pieces out of that piece because I knew I was going to be layering it up anyway. And then now I've got these two pieces still to use on another project. So just getting the most out of your paper, and you can do that with any of your designer series paper. I often don't think to do it. I often just whack it all down really quickly and then think, oh, I should have cut out a little bit of extra of that to save it for another project. But yeah, I actually remembered to do it today because somebody had pointed it out to me the other day that I hadn't done it. I think it was last week or the week before when I used a piece of gold foil, and one of my viewers had mentioned that I hadn't taken extra out of the center, and I thought, yeah, true, like I never think to do it. I mean, I see other people doing it all the time, but I often am in too much of a rush. So this piece down here, this is from the dies, these ones here. So this one here, that's the one I was telling you that I only ran through once, but it was a bit hard to punch them all out. So make sure you run it through twice. Some of them came out straight away. Some of them got a little bit stuck, and it took me ages just to poke them all out. So run it through twice, then use your die brush over the top of it while you've got the die still sitting there to push those little pieces out. And then I just layered a piece of gold foil cardstock. Not sure if you can see the gold foiling there. I layered a piece of gold foil just behind that section there. I didn't waste the whole piece of gold foil, don't worry. I only used a little section just behind that bit there. When you do use that die, it does give you a little bit of an edge along there. So I actually just covered up that little edge with some ribbon so nobody would ever know. Or you could put another strip of gold over there if you'd like to as well. The sentiment, I used this sentiment label here, which is so pretty. Ran a bit of cherry cobbler ink around the edge with a dauber, and the sentiment comes from the coordinating stamp set, and I used the Merry Christmas one here. And just layered it all up. Like, it's so easy. I just put this up onto, I put this layer up onto dimensionals, and then I put this one up onto dimensionals as well. So it is 2 layers of dimensionals, and then you've got the gems on top. So this one will probably cost me $2.20. Well, it will cost me $2.20 to send through the post, so a little bit more expensive. Or you can hand deliver this one. So yeah, so just easy, just adding in that little bit of gold foil cardstock there as well. Yeah, just a really easy, simple layout, but just so pretty and effective. So there you go. So there's an idea for you, and I'll pop that one back in its little baggie to protect it. Oh, and I did the inside too straight away so that I had it done. I used that offcut from trimming down that paper. No, I had trimmed it down from another piece. I used that, actually, yes, I did from this one, this background piece here. I had a little bit of excess, so I just used it to decorate the inside and just ran a little bit of cherry cobbler ink around the edges of a very vanilla piece. So there you go. See, carrying through that designer series paper to the inside in that little accent there. Alrighty, so let's show you what we are creating today, however. Oh, I better put away all this paper. Hang on a sec. Let me just get that off my desk. I will pop that in the bag, otherwise it's going to end up everywhere with all those little pieces. Do you all store your papers back in your bag, or do you have separate little packets or something that you store them in? Oh, you're off to card making, Helen? No worries. You'll have to catch the replay. Yep, all good. I'll catch you on the replay. Okay. This is the card that we are making today. I love this card. So, so pretty. So, the tree itself, I love the tree. Now, you can do so many things with that tree. You can gold emboss that. You could stamp it onto evening evergreen, gold emboss it, or white emboss it. That would be beautiful as well on a darker color, or evening, or either on the cherry cobbler as well, although trees are usually green, so the evening evergreen. You can emboss it in copper, you can emboss it in whatever you like. I would personally do it in gold if I was, or white, because the colors in this paper is gold, the gold foiling through the paper. So I would probably personally keep it gold. And you've got the gold in the ribbon and things like that. But you can certainly change it up however you like. I used one of the snowflakes, and that's the one I said to you can die cut the snowflake out itself, or you can add the centerpiece, which I did with the dies. So I didn't use the stamp actually for that. I only used the stamp for the tree. And this is the die, which we're going to be using today. I'll show you. So it comes in two pieces. See, I've just washi taped them together. But it's two separate pieces, and they just lay inside each other like that. And that's just, I've just got that washi taped there at the moment to hold it together. So if you were die cutting the stamp, you would just use that piece. But if you're using it like I have as a full die cut piece, then you add that extra little piece in the center. Or this little piece too, you can use that on its own as well and make that a snowflake itself. So it's multi-purpose. Yeah, it's a really great die, that one. And with the tree, same thing with the tree. So you've got the stamp and you've got the outline for the tree, which is what I used on my card. So that's what we'll be using today. But then you've got the detail as well. So if you layer them together and then die cut that from a piece of cardstock or from a piece of gold foil, it'll be beautiful on gold foil cardstock. And you get the outline of the tree cut with all of the detail in it as well. So that would be another beautiful idea also. So lots of different ways you can use those ones. And then of course you've got all the extra little dies as well, which I talked about before. So, alrighty, let's get on with our project. I have got my bits all ready to go. We are going to be using the tree stamp, and from the other stamp set, the Brightest Glow, we're going to be using the Season's Greeting stamp set. Okay, so just using the two stamps, Season's Greeting stamp, I should say. So just using the two stamps and the snowflake die. All right, so I'll pop these over to the side for the moment, and I'll put my card up here so you can all see what I'm making. And these are all the pieces. So all of the measurements, I will put them up onto my blog. So I'm not going to go through all of the measurements today, but all of the measurements will be on my blog. So be sure that you go over to my blog. I'll post a photo of this card tomorrow with the link to my blog as well. If you're not already following my blog, I will give you the, I'll put the blog link in the comments as well. This is just the link to my blog page itself, but the link to the actual blog for this particular project I will put in tomorrow. But yeah, feel free to go to my blog and have a look. Lots of creative inspiration there. I've also got tutorials there for sale as well. There's two different types. There's tutorial bundles and there's technique tutorials. So they're on two separate pages. You might have to click on the three little dots for their drop down menu. or there might be a more button depending on which device you're on. So check them out as well. And there's links there to my calendar of events and all sorts of things. So check that all out. My host code is also there too. All right, so these are all the pieces that we have. Look, I've even prepared my insert already. Aren't I a good girl today? Today. Even prepared my insert already with a strip of offcut from the paper when I trimmed that down. But let's start with our card base. So we've got a card base of Evening Evergreen, okay? And then I've just, that's half of an A4 sheet. I will give all the measurements in the PDF, in the instructions on my blog. So I've just folded that in half. We'll add the insert later. So we've got a piece of this gorgeous designer series paper. I love this one. It's so pretty. These beautiful garlands, gold and vanilla garlands. We've got the bokeh dots in the background. Really, really pretty. On the other side is this one, which is also a lovely paper. So we're going to start with that one. Then we've got a layer of Evening Evergreen, and I've got a little spot on this. I think I dropped something on it when I was cutting the paper. I don't know what it was, but we're going to cover that up anyway, so it doesn't matter. But if it bothers you, you can always flip your paper over. So we've got a piece of Evening Evergreen. We've got our strip of gold foil, which is going to be popped under there actually. And these are our pieces to stamp on. So we've got our tree piece and we've got our sentiment piece, or you can use, just take a full card front size piece of Very Vanilla, do your stamping and then just trim them down. You can do that too. I have got an offcut piece of gold foil from a previous project that we made last year. And so that is what I'm using for the snowflake today, is using up some of my offcuts. So I always keep all of my offcuts, especially gold foil, because yeah, it's a little bit more costly because it is gold foil. So I always save all of my offcuts. All right, and this piece here, I think this one was an offcut as well. And then we've got a piece of that gorgeous ribbon. And of course, we've got our bling as well. So, all right, so let's get started. We're going to start with our stamping. I always like to start with my stamping. For the inserts for my cards, I usually don't stamp them until I'm going to send them out, because I do that with all of my cards, or most of my cards anyway, because it depends on who I'm sending them to as to which sentiment I want to use, because I tend to personalize them. Okay, so I will adhere that in today, but I won't be stamping on that today. So I'll just pop those all to the side. Actually, let me put them over there. Oh, my nose is so irritated. Now, I'll start with my sentiment first, because that's just going to be straight stamping. With the tree, I'm going to show you a little bit of a tip with that, because you might notice on my tree here, I have got a gold star at the top. Well, it's actually crushed curry. I've got a green tree, but then I've highlighted some of these bits with some different colors. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So we'll just do our sentiment first, and we are stamping in Evening Evergreen. Whoops. I am using a couple of Daubers today too, and they just went flying. So I just grabbed those. All right, Evening Evergreen. Let me move that one over. And we're just going to stamp our sentiment, and then we are going to die cut this. So it doesn't have to be super centered, so long as you can get your die around your sentiment. Okay, so I haven't stamped that very straight, but that's okay. I'm going to pop that aside. We will do all our die cutting at one time. All right, so I'll just put that to the side for the moment. I'm going to stamp off this piece onto a piece of scrap, which I'll just grab. Got a whole heap of white copy paper, which were offcuts, which I'll just use as a scrap, and then I'll give that a clean. Where did I put my, oh, there it is, my chamois. I'm using one of my old chamois today. It's one that I've actually washed, and I soaked this one in like nappy san, or is it nappy san we use? Whatever it is, like nappy soak, and it does take some of the purple color out of it, but it helps relieve some of the staining and gives it a really good deep clean. So I do that from time to time, and then wash it in the washing machine. There we go. And then of course I rinse it out, and yeah, so I just hadn't used this one for a while, but I pulled it back out again on the weekend and dampened it back up again, and yeah, and off we went. All right, now with the tree, what we're going to do is, because I want to have the yellow star and the green tree, I'm actually going to be using some Stampin' Blends and a sponge dauber. Oh, hang on, I've got to find my other, there it is, it's hiding down the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I am going to colour in the star on the top with, I'm using crushed curry, Stampin' Right marker. Now you don't want to use Stampin' Blends to do this because they are an alcohol-based marker and they will stain your stamps. So you only want to use your Stampin' Right markers for this technique if you're doing direct colouring to your stamp, okay? So just Stampin' Right markers, because these ones are water-based. There we go. Now I've got that, the star coloured in the yellow, or well, it's going to look gold. Now, because I don't want to go back over that with my ink, I don't now want to take my ink pad directly to my stamp pad because I might accidentally ink over the top of that. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a sponge dauber, and I'm going to apply my ink to my stamp with my sponge dauber, avoiding as much as possible the star on the top. So it's just a different way you can apply your ink to your stamp. Takes a little bit more time and a little bit more application. But if you want a lighter color, like I'm doing this fairly heavy, but if you want your tree to be a lighter color, you can also, or you might want it to be multicolor. This is the technique to use, is using your daubers. You can make it multicolor by using your sponge daubers. Always start with your lightest color if you're going to do that, and then move on to your darker colors, because otherwise you might transfer that darker color into your light color stamp pad, and you certainly don't want to be doing that. Now you might be thinking, but hang on Mandy, you've got stars and garlands on your tree and now they're all going to be green. Yes they are, but we're going to be adding color to them. All right, so that's all nicely colored now. I'll just close that ink pad. Now, just to make sure that that ink is still nice and moist, I'm going to huff my breath onto that, which just moistens any ink that might have started to dry out, especially because we started at the top with the star. So I'm just huffing my breath over all of that. You wouldn't want to be doing that if you're stamping in a group, because you know it's not very hygienic, especially for these days and the climates we're living in. And then we're just going to stamp our tree. Give a nice firm press. Hold that there for a moment to let that ink transfer, and then hopefully, beautiful, there we go. Oh, it's a little bit lighter down here at the bottom. That's okay, we're going to add a little bit of color to that anyway, so that's all good. I didn't press quite firmly enough down here. Okay, I'm going to stamp the excess ink off onto my scrap paper. This just helps to alleviate taking any excess ink to my chamois when I clean my stamp. Not alleviate, alleviate's probably not the right word. Just stops me taking excess ink to my chamois that I don't want. Turn over to the dirtier side, and I got a little bit of ink on my finger when I was doing that too. All right. So we'll clean this off on the chamois. Now this stamp is a very detailed stamp, so it does take a little bit more cleaning than a lot of other stamps because there is so much detail on it. So what I find is a good idea is to pick up your chamois and actually give it a good scrub. Or you can use your Stampin' Scrub with some Stampin' Mist. That will also give it a really good deep clean because we've got the little microfibers in the Stampin' Chamois. In fact, let me do that. I'm going to do that because that'll make it much easier to clean it, and I'll show you how to use it. All right, right, so if you haven't seen a Stampin' Scrub before, I don't use mine super often. I do if I need a really heavy clean for my stamps, or if, for instance, after classes and I've used a lot of stamps, or when I was doing a lot of in-person classes and a lot of people were using my stamps, I would always give them a really good clean with the chamois. With the Stampin' Scrub. So you've got two sides in here. I label mine wet and dry. So I make sure that I always add the solution only to the same side, and then the other side I keep dry. These plates do come out, these little cleaning plates, they do slide out, so you can actually take them to the sink and wash them, and I do that from time to time. We've got Stampin' Mist. I've got an old bottle of it, so this is an old label, but it's available now in a large bottle. And you just squirt it onto your wet side, and it's a cleaning solution for stamps. So it works with any of your water-based inks. If you're using Stays-On ink, you need the special Stays-On cleaner for that. All right, and because it's got all these little fibers, it gets right into all of the nooks and crannies of your stamp. So it gives a beautiful clean, and then you just dry it off on the dry side. And there you have it, and it's beautiful and clean, ready to go for the next stamping. Okay, so that's our Stampin' Scrub with our Stampin' Mist. Now they are sold as separate items, just so that you know that. Okay, you can use water as well instead of Stampin' Mist. Stampin' Mist does give a deeper clean, and it conditions your stamps as well. So it is good from time to time to give your stamps a clean with Stampin' Mist. All right, so now that we've done that, this should have had time to dry a little bit more. So I'm going to come back in with my crushed curry Stampin' Right marker, and using the fine tip this time, I'm going to go over the large stars, and I'm just going to draw a couple of lines in the crushed curry over the top of the green, or sort of, you can do it even either side of the green, depending on how heavy you want the yellow to show. I want them to look like they're gold. That's why I've chosen the crushed curry. The Daffodil Delight is another beautiful yellow, but it is more of a yellow. So yeah, so I like to use the crushed curry if I'm looking for sort of a more goldy yellow. So just do a couple of little strokes, sort of going, yeah, when I was doing it yesterday, I was going either side of the stamped lines there, so that you could see that yellow come through. Or gold in this case, because they're gold stars. There we go. So can you see that? Not sure how that will come up on camera, but and because I've got a little bit of delay here, but you can see how you've got a little bit of color now on those stars. You can go a little bit heavier with that if you want to, but that's as much as I wanted, just a little bit. And then with our cherry cobbler, hang on one sec, I need to take a sip. I can feel I'm getting a dry throat. Oh, that's better. Oh, hi Glenda, how are you going? Great to have you here with us. Oh, Julie said the large gold foil piece, this one here, reminds her of a manger. It was actually from that set from last year, Julie. I think it was last year, or was it the year before, when we had that that manger piece, and that was the insert that cut out from it. Yeah, and I kept them all. So you're on the right track there. Good guessing. Nola said, I always want to use mine. I always want to use mine because I've had it for years. Oh, is that the Stampin' Scrub you mean, Nola? The Stampin' Scrub you like to use because you've had it for years? That's good. That's good. Hey, Alison, how you going? Great to have you with us today. All right. Oh, actually, I'm not using that end. So now what I'm going to use is I'm going to take the brush tip of my Cherry Cobbler Stampin' Right marker, and where you've got these little garlands, the little dots of the garlands, I'm just going to do a couple of gentle dots over each one of those dots that has stamped on the stamp. Just doing that gently. I went a bit hard at the top there. Just being careful not to press too hard when you do this though, because you don't want to damage the tip of your, the brush tip of your marker. So just do that gently. But instead of those garlands looking green and everything on the tree looking green, these will now have a little red halo. And these ones actually that have stamped lighter down the bottom, it's actually to my advantage now because I don't have to add as much ink to those ones. Let's just fix these ones up here. There we go. Ooh, fix that one there. There we go. So now we've got a bit more colour in our tree. So it's still predominantly green, but we've got a little bit more colour now with our garland and our little gold stars. So is that showing up on camera? Hopefully you can see that on camera. So there we go. All right, so now we need to die cut that one, we need to die cut this one, and we're going to die cut our gold foil as well. We'll do all of our die cutting at the same time. So I'm going to bring in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we'll grab the dies out as well. Oops, there we go. Okay, so I've got my little Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, my little mini. I love my little mini. The little mini, if you don't have it, this is a great product to have. It is a fantastic die cutting machine. It cuts and embosses. I'm just trying to find the dies now. Where have I put them? Oh, here we go. It cuts and embosses. It only has a narrow feed mouth though, so it will do a lot of your smaller dies. Any of your really large dies, you'd need the large machine. And for any of the large embossing folders, you would need the large machine. But Stampin' Up does make embossing folders that fit this machine as well. And with each new catalogue, they bring out new ones. So there's always lots to choose from. But today we are just, the dies from this die set actually fit this machine, so that's perfect. All right, so we'll do our tree first. So I'll just line up my die there on my tree. I am going to use a little bit of washi tape to hold that in place to make sure that I cut my tree out exactly where I want it. There we go. So we'll just pop a little bit of washi tape there on each side, and I reuse, this is old retired Stampin' Up washi tape, and I use it and use it and use it till it absolutely falls apart, and then I replace it. There we go. So we'll die cut our tree first. Take that off there. Look, there we go. There's our little tree. Isn't that cute? Yeah, I think I have to do a gold foil embossed one as well for another project, because I think that would be gorgeous too. But as I said, I only just started playing with this suite yesterday, and I absolutely love it. All right, so that's our tree. And next we're going to do our, we'll do our snowflake, because we've got that in this same die set. So as I said to you, these are two separate dies. I'll take them apart so I can show you. So they're two separate dies, and you just got to be careful with this one because it's got these narrow little pieces there. I mean, it's fairly strong, but you don't want to be too rough with it. All right, so these two, you can use them separately, as I said, or you can layer them together, which we're going to do today. So I'm going to find how this is going to fit on my scrap piece here. And I'll line that up. And this is the same size piece as what I used yesterday, so it should fit. I've just got to find the right angle to get all of, there we go, that's it there. All right, so I'll quickly just tape that on now while I've got that in the right spot. There we go. And then this piece simply just nests inside of that. And then we'll just line that up. And then I'm just going to tape that, put a piece of tape over the top to hold that together. Okay, and then we'll put our plate on top and just run that through. So when you're die cutting foil cardstock, it's a good idea to just use the size that fits your die, because what will happen is if you die cut a really large piece larger than the shape of your die, or an oversized piece, you know, you're going to waste a lot of foil, and you don't want to do that, because if you've got cut up plates like I have, any of those marks on your plates are actually going to mark up your gold foil. Okay, so always make sure you cut down your gold foil to the right size that you need before you do your die cutting. All right, here we go. So I'll just take this off. So we want to use our products, we want to maximize our products as much as possible. So I think I'll leave those together and I'll put them back on my sheet together. So that's probably how I'm mostly going to use them. And even with your gold foil, when you've got little pieces like this, if you're using small shapes, so say I want to do some of these little stars, you could die cut those, or in fact, here's a little star there. Sorry, the other one was a snowflake, not a star. But yeah, you can die cut these from your little extra pieces that you've got there. So use up your scraps, like utilize your piece as much as possible. And I'll pop that little piece aside because I might use that for a star later. All right, so now we've got all these extra little pieces in here. I'm going to pop them all out, and I'll do that on my plate while I've got that here. I'll just use my Take Your Pick tool. If you have a die brush, you can use a die brush. I didn't grab mine out today, and I should have. And in fact, I probably should have run this one through twice too, because it is a detailed die. It's got lots of little holes to poke out, which I forgot about as I was doing that. I was busy talking. So you just got to poke out all these extra little bits. But if you have a die brush, it'll make it much quicker. You just have to be careful with your die brush on your gold foil cardstock or any of your foil cardstock, because of the bristles. They're quite coarse and they can scratch up your foil cardstock. So just be mindful of that. If you're going to use a die brush, maybe do it from the other side, or do it while you've still got the cardstock sitting in the die. That's the best way to do it. I just forgot today. So I'll just scratch all these little bits out now. I've got them all poked through. They actually all came out okay, I think. Oh, I missed a couple. There we go. There's one I missed, another one. I mean, it's a snowflake. It doesn't really matter if we miss some, because snowflakes are always different. Every snowflake is different. So, oh, got a couple more up here. All right, let's see, a couple more over here. It's not difficult to get them out. They're popping out really easily, actually, on this one, and I only ran this through once. Whereas that other one I was telling you about earlier that was more detailed, yeah, it was a pain. I really should have run it through twice, because running it through once didn't cut it all really well. And sometimes too, it can depend on your machine. So if you've got, there we go. So isn't that beautiful? If you've got an older machine that the tension in the plates might have, the tension in the rollers might have loosened off over time, which can happen, then sometimes they don't cut as well. So sometimes you've got to run things through a couple of times. So I'll just clean my plates off now. There we go. All right, so we've got our snowflake, and now we need to cut our sentiment. So now we need our other die set. So I'll pop this one away. Always a good idea to put your dies straight back on their sheet and pop them away so that you don't lose them, because especially some of those little ones, they can easily fall off and get lost. But you probably all already know that. All right, I'm going to use this long die here. The one that always falls out every time I open the packet. And I'll line that up. Actually, I'm going to take the plate off and turn it around to line it up so I can see that, like for my eye, I need to see it right way up. Oopsie. And we'll just line that up, and then I'll washi tape that down again. That looks about right. There we go. Now we'll pop it in this way. So whenever you're cutting anything with a straight edge, always put it at a little bit of an angle, not straight through, because those straight edges can make it really hard to feed through the roller and you'll get that big speed bump. If you put it at a little bit of an angle, it makes it much easier for the machine to feed it through and to grab a hold of that as it goes through. There we go, beautiful. And we've got that decorative edge. So we've got a nice stitched border. Oops, my ring's twisting. Got a nice stitched border, and then you've got that little decorative end on each end there too, which is really lovely. I love a nice decorative sentiment label. Well, I think that piece of washi tape's had its day. That one will go in the bin. See if we can salvage the one on the other end. There we go. Good, good. Okay, so that is all our die cutting. That piece can go in the bin. So we'll pop our machine away. All right, put our die back in our die sheet. I can't wait to play more with this set. I really love it. Okay, so there's all of our pieces, and we've got all of our pieces here, and we'll pop our ribbon over to the side because we won't need that till, oh actually we are going to use it in a minute. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do my ribbon piece now before I forget, because the ribbon is going to wrap around this piece here. Often I add my ribbon at the last moment if it's just a bow or something like that, but this one is actually going to be wrapped around a piece, so I don't want to forget to do that, because knowing me, I probably would. So I'm just going to take this, and as I said earlier, all of the measurements will be given in my blog tomorrow, so don't worry about that. Don't worry about all the measurements today. I'll pop them up on my blog for tomorrow. If I get time, I might even do it later tonight, but I'll see how I go, because I do have something else on later tonight too. So it'll probably be up tomorrow. All right, so we don't want to pull that too tight. Now I'm just going to tie a simple knot this time. One, because it's just easier, and two, because there's so much else already going on this card. I don't think it needs a full bow. I think it just needs a pretty, oops, oh, that went loose. Hang on, let me do that again. Try that again. Yeah, I don't think it needed a full bow because it's already so busy. In fact, what I'm going to do, no, I won't. I was going to put a glue dot under there, but I don't want to do that yet because I want to make sure my knot is going to sit in the right, or the tails of my ribbon are going to sit at the right angle. When I did it the first time on my first card, I had them all sticking out in a funny way, and so I had to redo it. So I don't want to put a glue dot there if I don't have it tied in the right way. Sometimes it depends on which way you tie your knot as to which way the ribbon's going to sit. I think that's actually not too bad. So yeah, so I'll pop a little glue dot. Oh, I got that at the right. Yep. All right, so I'll pop a little glue dot. Oh, I didn't get my adhesives out. Can't do much without them, can I? I'll just grab those. Sorry, excuse me reaching across, if you can see my arm reaching across. But I need my adhesives. Can't do much without them, can I? What else do we need? We need some dimensionals. And let's see, got lots and lots of dimensionals here. We might use up, we've got those ones and those ones. There we go. All right. Oh, and I am using tape for part of this too because I've got that ribbon there. All right, so first of all, I'll just do my glue dot on here to hold that ribbon in place, and then we can move on. So for the glue dot, if you just turn your, oh, I've got one down here that I missed. Turn your paper back over on itself, and then you can pick that up. I'm just doubling it over. You can pick that up off the roll. And then I'll just slip that in underneath that knot to hold that in place. There we go. This one keeps on wanting to twist on me. And then we can trim those up, those ends. Nice sharp snips. In fact, these ones are starting to get blunt now. I'm going to need to replace them again soon. Been using these ones a fair bit, and yeah, they're starting to need replacing. Just at the very tip. I must have, sometimes too, if you cut something that's really solid that you shouldn't with these, I might have done that. Yeah, you can damage the tips, so that might be why as well. All right, so that'll be good. Okie dokie. So let's layer up our card. So we've got that piece done, ready to go. I've got a big mess here. Just make some space over here. Put a few things out of the way over there. Okay, so we're going to start off first of all with our piece of gold cardstock, gold foil cardstock, and that is just going to be along the edge here, and it's going top to bottom. Okay, so I'll use a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue for that. Let me just check the comments for a moment, because I've been having my head down. Oh yes, Nola said yes, the Stampin' Scrub, yeah. Alison said she's good. You got to work from home today. Oh, that's good, Alison. So you got to pop in and say hi while I'm still live. Oh, fantastic. It's great to have you here today. That worked out very well. All right, so lots of lovely glue. We love our Tombow glue, well, our multi-purpose liquid glue. And we're just going to pop this down with just a little 2mm border at the side there, but it is going basically top to bottom. And we're just leaving a little 2mm. So if you want to make sure that it's all the way, just stand your card up on the end, make sure that that's nicely lined up, and then you can press that down firmly. There we go. Okay, next is our designer series paper, our beautiful, beautiful blingy paper. Now you might notice that I'm using a different paper today to the one that I used on this card. That is because that is the only piece I had left of that one. So we're changing it up a little bit today, using one that's in the same colors, almost the same colors. It doesn't have the evening evergreen in it, but it's got the gold, the lighter green, and the gold and the vanilla. So it's going to look a little bit different today. All right, so we'll use a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue again. It's like pretty similar in color, so that's why I chose this one today. So it'll have the same look, just be a little bit different. There we go. Alrighty, now this one is going to, you're going to have a 2mm border again, but this time you're going to have a little 2mm border top and bottom as well. Okay, so you should have a little 2mm border on the right side, the top and the bottom, and then that 2mm border from the gold edge to the edge of your designer series paper. Okay, so it looks like that. Oh, we've got little gold bits everywhere. That's from that snowflake. All right, now with this piece, because I've got ribbon, what I like to do is when I have anything with ribbon, I like to use my tear and tape. Sorry, I went blank then for a moment. My tear and tape, because I just think that if you're going over the top of ribbon, it just makes it easier using tear and tape, for me anyway. You might like to use something different, but I like to use tear and tape. So I'll just get my other snips now, which are my tape scissors. I have my little charms on my tape scissors so I know which ones are which. And I use my old blunt ones for my tape. And see, this way I can pop that double-sided tape over the top of the ribbon. So it helps to hold that in place when you put that down onto your card. There we go. So yeah, so using a few different adhesives. I like using all different adhesives for different things. I used to only ever use tear and tape for everything back in the day, and then Stampin' Up just has so many different great adhesives, so I use them all for different things. I think I've chatted a lot about adhesives in my videos before too, and I know that everybody has their own preferences. All right, now for this piece, we are going to pop this down over towards the left-hand side, and I'm leaving sort of a similar border, top, bottom, and on the left side. So it is sort of offset to the left side rather than to the right, and it's not, definitely not centered. Oops, there we go. Okay, so press that down nice and firmly. All right, so this ribbon is just being a little bit difficult. Actually, I need to trim that end up a little bit. That one's still a little bit long. Oops. Now I haven't got the angle right on that. It's not always the way. You trim up your ribbon and then it ends up getting shorter and shorter. Well, mine does anyway. There we go. So now I might need to trim this one just a little bit. There we go. I think that's a bit more even now. Hopefully, anyway. Alrighty, so now we've got our tree, and our tree is going to go up on dimensional. Our sentiment is going to go up on dimensionals, but before we do either of those, what I'm going to do is run a little bit of Evening Evergreen ink around them with my sponge dauber. So I'll bring that sponge dauber back in. I'm not going to go around the star, but I'm just doing around the tree part. I nearly forgot to do this step and just noticed at the last minute and thought, oops, better do that. So I'm just going to go back up on those little horizontal bits. This is one of my favorite techniques. I do love a bit of sponge daubering. I do it on a lot of my projects, almost every one actually. There we go. So there's our little tree. Just helps it to, it outlines that tree a little bit more. And we'll do the same with the sentiment as well. Just gives them a little bit of a border, outlines them. I just think it gives a nice effect. Depends what style you like. If you prefer a really clean and simple style, then you might not like to do the daubering like this. I more like sort of things that are distressed, and I do love vintage style, but yeah, I like doing a lot of ink distressing. There we go. All right. Okay, so now we'll pop our dimensionals onto the back of these two pieces, and then we've got our snowflake, which is being adhered flat. Okay, so I'll use my take a pick tool to pick up my dimensionals. Now the top of the tree is a little bit narrow for one of these big dimensionals, so where that star is. What you can do is you can cut one of these in half, use one of the edge pieces, or use your mini dimensionals. Totally up to you which you would like to do. I've got well, hang on, let's see, I've got this extra bit here, so let's pop that down here. And then let's use up some of these edge pieces while we've got them. Utilize those so that we don't waste them. So I just like to cut in between each of those little sections. And let's see, I'll use one of these little side bits, I think. And that can go up there like that. Whoops. Let's get that in there. There we go. I might just add one more here as well. And just pop that in there just to make sure. All right, and then we've got our sentiment label. So we'll use up some of these side pieces here for our sentiment label. Now I'm not putting these all the way to the edge. In fact, did I put that one too far over? No, I think that'll be okay. Because it is going to overhang a little bit. It's going to overhang this green layer here a little bit. Oops, that one's a bit too big, so I'll just trim that down. There we go. So using up all our scraps today, using up our scraps of our cardstock, our foil cardstock, and we're using up scraps of our designer series paper for our insert. We're using scraps of our foil and scraps of our dimensionals. So utilizing everything really well. All right, so first of all, we're going to put our sentiment down so that we make sure that we've got enough room then for our tree, or we know where to position our tree. Make sure I put that up the right way. Now I am going to center this on the green piece, which means that this is going to be offset, end up looking offset to the left side as well. So we'll just pop that down about there, about 3 millimeters from the bottom of the evening evergreen piece, or the dark green piece. There we go. Now we'll get our tree ready. I'm not going to take the dimensionals off just yet. I'm going to position the tree first, and then I'm going to work out where I want my snowflake. So my snowflake is going to be coming out from the tree like that. So we need to put a bit of glue on there. All right. So with the snowflake, I just put the glue where you've got the heavier parts of the cardstock, so not where all the little die cut bits are, because of course that glue will ooze through otherwise. And I do put a little bit here on the tops of my snowflake as well, just so, because they're a little bit delicate and I don't want those to break or snap. Okay, a bit in the middle. There we go. And now we position our snowflake. So if my tree is going there like that, my snowflake is going to go like that. There we go. So you can sort of position it like that. So see how this isn't stuck yet. We don't want this snowflake sticking out of the top of the tree, however, so I might just need to slide that down a little bit, or you could chop that bit off too if you wanted to, if you're concerned about that sticking out the edge. But I think that will be pretty good like that. There we go. Oops, that stuck to my finger just then. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just move that down just a little bit. There we go. All right, so press that on really well, and there we go. And now we'll adhere our tree. So just remove all the backings from your Stampin' Dimensionals. So for anybody watching who hasn't seen Stampin' Dimensionals before, they are just 3D mounting foam. They're called Stampin' Dimensionals, and they're just in little hexagon shapes. Okay, so then we'll pop our tree down like so. Make sure I've got that nice and straight. There we go. Beautiful. And then we'll add our bling. So I'm going to use the little blue. I want to know what colour they are. Let me bring my catalogue in again. I can't remember the colour of those light blue ones. I think, are they Pool Party? Festive Pearls. Oh, they're Soft Succulent. So they're Cherry Cobbler, Soft Succulent, Silver and Gold. They're a very, very light, soft succulent. So then we'll add a couple of these up here. And we'll put another one down here. And there we go. There is our tree. Now this ribbon keeps annoying me. It keeps on wanting to twist. But sometimes ribbon just does that, right? So there we go. So we need to do the insert too. I better do that first. I'll do the insert first and then we'll compare the two. All right, so for my insert, I'm just going to use a little bit of Stampin' Seal. Let's get that tape running. Come on. There we go. Got a little bit on my finger. Let me just get that off so that I don't put that on my insert. Otherwise I'll be gluing the front of the card to the inside. There we go. All right, so we just line that up. So as I said, I just use a little offcut of that designer series paper from trimming down that front piece, just to add a little something for the inside. I think with the other one, did I actually ink that? No, I didn't. I was just wondering, I can't remember if I inked the edges of that one or not. So you can ink the edges or you can just leave it plain, totally up to you. So there we go. So there's the original card. So you can see you've got the two different backgrounds. So, but that makes each card unique as well, doesn't it? Just having those two different backgrounds. I'll move them over this way a little bit away from the red. This grid paper is actually the in color grid paper that I think you can still find it in my online store. I think it's still available. So there you go. So there is our card for today. What do you think? And they look so similar though, don't they? Even though I've used different designer series paper, like the layout is basically the same. So they look so similar, but just a little bit different, bit unique because they've got that different paper in the background. So there you go. Oh, thank you so much, Glenda. I'm glad that you like it. That's awesome. Thank you, Julie. I'm glad that you like it as well. So yeah, so there you go. So that's just a simple layout that you can do, just adding that little bit of gold in there as well to tie in the gold from the paper to add a little bit more finesse to your card, I suppose, and the gold snowflake as well. And that just, I think whenever you add gold to a card or a metallic to a card, it just adds a little bit of something, like a little bit of you know, shine and glimmer to your card. Oh, thank you, everyone. Nola said very nice. Dimity said lovely. Rose said lovely. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm glad that you like that. Yeah, so check out that suite. We'll have another look at it in the catalogue. So it's in the mini catalogue. It's the Lights Aglow Suite. So make sure you check that out. Remember, from the 1st of December, which is this Thursday, some of these products are going to be on special in the last chance sale. So be sure to check those out. And remember, you've got all those beautiful samples in the catalogue as well to spark your creativity as well. And now I've given you another layout as well to try. So there you go. All right, well, I'm going to flip the camera up so that I can say goodbye to you. So bear with me. I won't cover up the cameras again this time. We'll see how we go. All righty. So let's go flip to the ceiling and flip that way too. And then I'll just raise this up. And lower you down so that you can see me. There we go. adjust those lights. Oh, we're a bit wonky, badonkus. Let's fix that. There we go. Okay. Oh, the transition back to face-to-face is a little bit easier than the transition to desk. But we did it. Not too bad. Not too bad. So there you go. All right. Well, I hope you really like that suite. I love it, as I said. And yeah, I look forward to having a bit more of a play with it. Let's get the gold bling on there. How about I hold both of them up? Would you like me to hold both of them up? There you go. They're so pretty, aren't they? So there you go. So does anybody have any questions for me? Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And thank you for letting me test the transition on you without covering up the camera. I wanted to see what that would look like, but yeah, I think it went okay without covering up the cameras. I just think it gives you, yeah, I don't know how I'll do it next time, but it gives you a little bit of a glimpse into what it looks like when I'm transitioning all the cameras for you. But I want to make sure that it's a good experience for you and that you're able to see everything really well down on the desk and things. So yeah. Oh, it went well. Thanks, Rose. Julie said the card on the front cover is so pretty too. Yes, let's have a look at that one again. This one is beautiful. I might actually case that one too for some Christmas cards. It's gorgeous, isn't it? So pretty. Oh, I don't think I have any left of that paper except those little scrappy bits I showed earlier. So I would need to use a different piece, but could do the same layout with some of the other papers. Yeah, it's really beautiful. So yeah. So check that suite out. Lights Aglow, really beautiful. And if you do create with it, especially after watching this live, please show me what you create. I would love to see them. You can either pop them in the comments, pop your finished projects in the comments of this video, or you can send them to me privately if you'd like to, just through Messenger. But I would love to see your projects. Or actually, if you are part of my classes and workshop Facebook group, pop them in there, because I'm sure it will inspire others as well to get creative. And yeah, I'm sure others would love to see what you are creating as well, because we love sharing our creativity, don't we? So make sure you get some cards made. Make sure you send them out, more importantly, and share the love with others. So I hope you enjoy making your Christmas projects or all of your projects that you're creating at the moment, and just enjoy that creativity and enjoy sharing that with others, and just letting people know that you're thinking of them. So that is wonderful. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me today. Now, if you have got any questions, feel free to let me know and ask me any questions that you might have. One thing I did forget to mention was about joining my team at the beginning of the video. All of the specials that are coming up on the 1st of December, you can add those products that are on special into your starter kit if you would like to join Stampin' Up and also get some fantastic discounts, because when you add them to your starter kit, you will only pay $169, but you'll get to choose up to $235 worth of value of product of your choice in that starter kit. So you're already starting with $66 worth of product for free. And remember, some of these products from the last chance sale will be on special, so you'll get added, you'll get more in your starter kit, and then you'll get an ongoing 20 to 25% discount on all of your Stampin' Up products, which means you get that discount on top of any sale products, sale prices. So it's a win-win situation. So let me know if that's something you are interested in. You don't need to sell product. You can simply buy for yourself. There's no lock-in period. You can leave at any time. There's no pressure from me or from Stampin' Up to sell. You don't need to do classes or anything like that. Just come and join us. Join the beautiful stamping community that is my team, the Papercraft Gems, and the wider Stampin' Up community as well. And enjoy that wonderful discount for yourself as well. So yeah, so ask me any questions that you might have. Remember, Christmas shopping as well. Purchase for your crafty friends. Kits are great for your non-crafty friends, those that may not have crafted before. Check out our kits collection, and there's lots and lots of ideas. If you need help with gift ideas, feel free to message me. I would love to help you choose some gifts for your loved ones. So yeah, feel free to get in contact with me and ask me anything about any of those things. All right, well, have a great week, everyone. I look forward to seeing you all again next time. And if not before, I will be back next Monday at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So thank you all so much for joining me today, and have a great week. Happy crafting. Bye.